As lines separating developed and developing countries become increasingly blurry, it's important to look at sanitation work in a broader global landscape. To set the stage, this chapter will highlight sanitation work in other countries. In this chapter, we'll specifically look at solid waste management and fecal sludge management across the world. While this isn't a comprehensive assessment, this chapter is intended to connect the challenges faced by sanitation workers across the world. OECD countries and other developed countries tend to face similar issues with respect to waste management. Many residents in OECD countries have a high degree of consumption per capita, which translates to higher rates of waste generation. One country to highlight is the experience of New Zealand. Estimates put New Zealand as ranked third in the highest producer of waste across all countries. Their situation results in the need for sanitation workers, so much that a specific code exists for the occupation as part of their entry program in an already tight immigration policy environment. Called rubbish in New Zealand, it has not had a clean history with waste. Some landfills were established on land taken from Indigenous groups under New Zealand's Public Works Act. The country, though, is now moving towards a zero-waste landfill policy by 2040. Approximately 5 years ago, to combat the high waste generation, they implemented pay-as-you-throw systems using bin tag systems. Unfortunately, residents engaged in behavior such as taking these bin tags from one another, so there are new policies in place, or at least on the table, to simplify the approach. Specifically in the capital of Auckland, the local government is experimenting with organic waste through composting or the use of an anaerobic digester for transforming waste into energy. South Korea offers another perspective. South Korea ranked first out of 36 OECD countries for best waste management according to the 2019 Global Waste Index. In another report by Eunomia in 2017, Korea placed third in the world for highest recycling rates. Garbage centers and garbage collectors are paid based on the sale of garbage bags. South Korea has come a long way. So about 25 years ago, almost nothing was recycled. The country made a concerted effort following its rapid industrialization and urbanization to combat the overflow of trash, especially on its periphery. Today, South Korea recycles over 95% of its food waste. Recycling materials are picked up free of charge, but for all other trash, metro areas of South Korea impose a fee. The fee is calculated by measuring the size and the number of bags. The white-gloved garbage collectors use sophisticated technology to upload information on disposed items. South Korea is using a range of technologies to address waste management, from AI to recycling robots. With respect to safety of sanitation workers, the Korean government recently approved a bill amending the Occupational Safety and Health Act for their country. This was South Korea's primary statute governing occupational safety and health. This bill is considered to be the most extensive amendment since initial passage in 1990. Now we'll go to Taiwan. For the past few decades, Taiwan has tested and implemented a novel approach to waste management. Taiwan has a strict waste management policy where trash is not allowed to touch the ground. Officials there believe that they have better outcomes because residents hand-deliver their waste to trucks rather than the conventional or traditional approach of disposing waste in a bin for a later pickup. They believe the hand-delivery approach has been essential to the transformation of Taiwan. It was once nicknamed the Garbage Island, and now it is a clean, largely litter-free society. Across Taiwan, the classic melody for release is a call to action. Bring down your waste and take part in this neighborhood social event. For residents, when you hear Beethoven, it's time to take out the trash and mingle. This jingle is a call to action for the nightly ritual of trash collection. A team of garbage collectors will set up many types of bins or receptacles to separate waste in terms of its streams, from plastic, paper, glass, metal, raw food, which can go for compost, and cooked food, which goes for pig feed. Sanitation workers have effectively become hosts to a block party in the community. According to an official at the Environmental Protection Bureau in Taiwan, this system enables them to keep their communities clean, and sanitation workers are not bothered by the overplayed ringtone. Switching gears to a far more harrowing experience, India has been the focus of recent sanitation work advocacy. India has had a horrifying and fatal history with sanitation workers. Some organizations estimate that approximately one sanitation worker dies every 5 days in India. The reference to sanitation work in international landscape often refers to fecal sludge management or the conveyance of human feces and excreta, especially in a developing world context. While solid waste management is a major issue, especially in developing countries, the plight of fecal sludge workers in the space overshadow those in solid waste. These workers around the world face similar issues of underpayment, lack of formalization to protect their rights, lack of protective equipment and measures, and even lack of protective legislation and laws. But more importantly, they also face severe social stigma. In the past decade, many studies and informed work have taken place by some of the leading organizations like the Gates Foundation, Dahlberg, the World Bank Group, and WHO. Prior to this, concerns facing sanitation workers were often overlooked for major infrastructure projects. Fortunately, this is changing, although slowly, but there's increased awareness now. There's a range of work along the sanitation chain in India, and it tends to be gendered. In India, there are limited household connections to sewers, so as a result, there has to be manual scavenging of the fecal sludge from households. In India, this is called manual scavenging, and it's the only option for 2/3 of Indian urban households. The emptying work involves more technology, tends to have men, and the more manual excavation work also tends to have men. Informal workers tend to be grossly underpaid and abused. Also, there's significant stigma and discrimination against sanitation workers. Because of this, many choose to work in areas far away from their homes to remain anonymous. Over time, India has begun to pass laws to better protect workers, but enforcement has been less effective. It's a complicated situation as the government of India is trying to expand sanitation services for all. But for the scaling effort, sanitation workers play a critical role in making that happen, but the laws and policies have not kept pace. Sanitation workers in Haiti face similar challenges to those in India and other parts of South Asia. Haiti, too, lacks adequate sewerage. Due to the shame of the work, many workers operate at night to be intentionally less visible and to remain anonymous, which makes it even more dangerous, the work. Similar to the issues faced by sanitation workers in India, hazards abound in Haiti. The work is done at night with low visibility. The income for work is irregular and unpredictable, and it's not considered a desirable career path. Specific to Haiti, the waste management sector is complicated because of the input of funds from other countries, which tend to fragment the community development that might occur. With less capacity at the municipal level, it becomes harder to have a comprehensive approach to address the many challenges it faces in sanitation. While South Africa has a similar situation in terms of limited sewerage connectivity, it has been far more proactive about protecting the rights and the health of its sanitation workers. It is more likely to be formalized, protected, and enforced than other countries with similar needs of fecal sludge management. Sanitation workers in South Africa tend to have better wages than other countries using fecal sludge management and have political support. The sanitation workers, which are mostly men, are considered to be eligible bachelors with reasonable economic and social prospects. A high level of outreach and education is provided to enable workers to protect themselves as well. Finally, enforcement of rights and protections is supported and monitored. This enables sanitation workers to be empowered. South Africa offers an interesting case study on how waste professionals can empower themselves on multiple levels and dimensions. This chapter only provided a glimpse of some of the practices around the world. For the next chapter, we'll go back to the American context and dive into some of the common types of sanitation work.